Hi, thank you for being here. My name is Chanel. I am the founder and owner of Define Your Glow. And I just wanted to send you a quick video to let you know what you can expect during your session and also just to introduce myself. So there's just an open space of communication. But I've been doing this now for several years. I started the Define Your Glow business back in 2017, but I've been doing this since way before. Prior to doing Define Your Glow, I was if you can imagine, I was an assistant bank manager and banker, and was doing paranormal investigations on the side on the weekends, and then it just slowly elaborated from there. I've always had the skill set of mediumship as well as psychic and medical medium abilities with connecting to medical issues and symptoms on the physical body, as well as connecting to the trauma on the energy. And then I just sort of educated myself, and I got certified as a medical medium, and I also got certified in Yasui Reiki and also in Kundalini Reiki, and I'm also certified in the Akashic Records. So I do have a lot of knowledge and a lot of education out there, which I'm really proud of because it wasn't easy. But I'm so happy to be here in your space, and I thank you so much for the time that we're going to have together in your session. One other thing I want to let you know is in your session, it will be held in Facebook Messenger or another form of Messenger. We do not do Zoom. The sessions I do offer through Zoom are either guided meditations or classes. The reason I don't do Zoom with my readings is because we communicate in Messenger through typing and conversing back and forth, and that gives you your entire reading written out in front of you so you can use it for reference. It also gives you the comfort of just having your open space. So if something comes through in your reading that makes you emotional, you can cry and you can react without worrying about me, sitting there watching you. You can just respond and react in how you feel comfortable doing so, because my sessions are very detailed and they are thorough, and a part of what I do will create an emotional reaction, especially if I'm removing trauma and I'm working on certain energy areas in your body. It creates an emotional response. Sometimes it's anger, sometimes it's sadness, sometimes it's laughter. It just depends on what I'm removing. Also, with that, it gives you the freedom to share your reading. You don't have to worry about being like, oh my gosh, I had this session, it was amazing, but God, what was it she said? This is what she said. And you can cut and paste it into an email if you want. You can screenshot it on your phone and send it to somebody. And then also with medium sessions with my clients, when they want to meet with loved ones, a lot of times the loved one will come through and they might have a message for somebody that's not there in the reading. It might be for a cousin or, a mother or a parent, and they need to screenshot and send it to them. That happens very frequently. So it just leaves flexibility of communication and openness so people can react emotionally, they can share their reading, they have it for reference. It's just much more flexible, and it just keeps everything open. As well as if there's any distractions at home, if you have kids, if you have, noise in the home, I don't have to worry about that distracting myself, and then you can handle and work with those things as needed, because we're just conversing back and forth in Messenger. So during your reading, feel free to ask questions, feel free to comment. When I start, the less I know, the better. So don't feel like you have to message me prior to your session and tell me everything that's going on, because a lot of times what you think is going on is just your perception and your mindset. It might be something completely different that I'll see when I look at your energy. So the less I know, the better, and we can validate as I go through. So when I start messaging and sending things through, if it's a Reiki session or an intuitive Reiki session, I will explain each chakra as I go through. If you're brand new to this and you're not familiar with the chakras, no worries, because I'll even explain what those chakras are and why I'm at those areas and what's coming through. If you're not new to this and you're familiar with it, then great. Bring awareness to that chakra area. Do whatever breathing techniques you're drawn to create that space to open, so I can get deeper and get more thorough with your energies for healing and removing and releasing that toxic space, that toxic energy, or those traumas that might come through. Just be open and let it flow. If I'm connecting with a loved one, feel free to, prior to your session, reach out to them. And I will tell you, it is so common that I will schedule your session, and I'm not even kidding you, up until the day of that appointment, I hear this, is it my turn? Or I'll hear, hey, are they there? And your loved one will contact me repeatedly up until your session. So feel free to reach out to them and be like, I'm ready to hear from you. I want to hear this. Feel free to set your mindset to ask questions if you want. If you have questions you want to ask them and things you want to know, maybe about their passing, or if they're watching over you, which they are, I'll just tell you right now, they are. But if you want something that validates that, feel free to put that out there in our session and ask, like, hey, were they at my event or whatever. So when you're meeting with a loved one, just feel free to be open to that and just set that tone for them to come through. And then I'll take care of the rest with the energy when we meet, and we'll open up everything and meet together. So it'll be really beautiful. If I'm clearing your home, I will need photos of your home. And I will tell you, do not clean your house. I want to see your house exactly how it is. If there's dishes in the sink and there's clutter everywhere, great. I will tell you, I have seen everything, and I bet you I haven't seen it all. So don't worry about what I'm going to think of your house. I don't even see the objects. I am strictly looking at the energy, and I'm looking through things. So do not worry about your house. But if you clean it, it shifts the energy, and it makes it less likely for me to connect and cleanse whatever's in your home that's active. And same with you, because I will be using a selfie before your session, whether it's a Reiki session or a medical medium session, whatever we're doing. I'm going to start by looking at your energy. So don't feel like you have to use a filter and you have to do your makeup. Just whatever you look like, send it over, and do not filter it, because filters throw everything off. So that helps too. And just seeing the raw you. Like, I just want to see your beautiful self with your beautiful energy and all your beautiful traumas that are making you a beautiful person. I want to see it. So when we start, it's just an open space of communication, an open space of energy where we can just collaborate and do whatever we need to do to keep your vibe high so you can thrive in life. That's basically like the overall goal. So after watching this video, if you have any questions, feel free to bring them to your session. If you have any concerns, definitely let me know right up front in the beginning of your session. We'll go through them. But I do want you to understand this is a very free-flowing space without judgment. It's a free-flowing space where energy is just going to grow and shift and move. You will feel it. In some of my sessions, even if I'm doing a medium session, and let's say I'm connecting with a loved one, and I feel a trauma on you, or they tell me about an abusive situation you went through, I will start doing Reiki. I do not box myself in. So you may schedule something, but I do keep it open for other stuff to come through if it needs to be done. So there's times where someone will be like, I just need Reiki, just clean off my energy. And I'm like, great. Well, then I find out the reason they need Reiki and their vibe's low and they need to have their energy cleaned off is because an anniversary of a loved one that passed is coming up, but maybe they have forgotten that and they think their energy is low because of work and kids and school and all these crazy things going on, when in reality, their energy is low because the anniversary of this person's coming up and they haven't thought of it yet because they're so busy. So I'll go in to clean their energy and I'll think, wait, anniversary's coming up with someone that passed. And then they'll go, oh my God, yeah, my grandma. Grandma will pop up. Hey. So I'm going to let grandma come through. I'm not going to say, oh, well, this is only Reiki today. We'll schedule another session. I let it come through. So your session will be targeted for specifically what you scheduled with me, but with an openness and flow of whatever else needs to come through. Plan on it being between an hour and an hour and a half, depending on what session you've scheduled. If I need to go over, I will let you know. But usually in most cases, most of my sessions are done in between an hour and a half. Reiki is always an hour. Intuitive Reiki is an hour. Medium sessions are an hour to an hour and 15. Medical medium sessions, relationship sessions, almost always are at least an hour and a half. So that just kind of gives you a time frame of what to kind of plan in your day. But again, if you have things you need to do, things you need to take care of, that's fine. You have the freedom to do that because we're in Messenger. And as long as you can respond and, engage in the conversation, we'll be all set. So I very much look forward to your session. I thank you so much for being here and for the comfort of allowing me to come into your space and your energy. I will talk to you at the scheduled time of your session. Again, if you haven't yet, payment is required prior to your session. You can send me payment at my PayPal, which is defineyourglow@gmail.com. You can send me payment at Venmo, which is at defineyour-glow. If you need to, send it to my Cash App, which I try not to use Cash App, but if that is an only option, I do accept it, and it's at defineyourglow222. Also, all payments received are non-refundable. If you need to reschedule or cancel, please, please, please do so 24 hours in advance at the latest, because I do have a waiting list of people that are like wanting to get in with me in a hurry. So please give me as much notice as possible. If you are a no-show or you cancel like within, the hour, within last minute of your session, your amount paid is non-refundable. I will reschedule it, but it's non-refundable. 3 no-shows, axed. Bye. So no shows. That makes me crazy because of how much I value my work and my time and my clients' time and their energy. So no shows are the only thing that I'm kind of like, but if you need to reschedule for an emergency, I will tell you, I am flexible and I work with you. I'm not just going to be like, but it is non-refundable. So if by chance you do have to reschedule, an emergency came up, you can apply that to another session, or you can apply it to the original session we were going to do. You just have to reschedule. But in most cases, if you really truly just don't show up and then I get a message 5 minutes before your session, hey, I can't make it, that's going to be non-refundable. And if you need to reschedule, payment will be required at the time that you schedule your session, and then the same thing will apply, and then it's not refundable. So again, if you have any questions, bring them to the table when we meet. Also, drink a lot of water prior to your session the day before and also the day of, and try to get in a high vibrational food. That way it opens up the channels of energy more, and it allows your energy to flow more fluidly, and it creates a more higher vibrating space of energy and awareness, so that your session is even more beneficial and more thorough, and you get the absolute maximum out of that session. Okay? Thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you at the time of your session. Okay? You have a great day.